Yeah, well, President Bush was a diplomat before he became president, and he was also a high government official. He was head of the CIA. He was ambassador to the United Nations. Now, in the United Nations is where you make friends, because all of the African governments have delegations in the United Nations, and he had a tremendous amount of African friends. I remember once when I was assistant secretary, the president of Kenya comes, and there was no possibility of his seeing President Bush. The schedules didn't allow it, so I met with him, and Secretary of State met with him. And when I was having a meeting with him, I said, "Where's the foreign minister?" The foreign minister usually is there when you meet the president. They said, "Oh, he's over at the White House having breakfast with President Bush." Well, this is crazy. How can the foreign minister have breakfast with President Bush when the president of Kenya isn't even seeing him? Well, when President Bush was a U.S. delegation to the UN, they made personal friendship with the Kenyan head of delegation, who is now the foreign minister. They were just buddies. And President Bush said, "Come on over for breakfast. I want to see you. How are you doing?" That sort of thing. So he got to know a tremendous number of people. Also, as vice president, he was going to all the funerals. And so there he met a lot of people. So he was very, very knowledgeable about Africa. Oh yeah, well, when we were dealing with Savimbi, we were dealing with President Mobutu of Congo. He had no hesitation to invite them to. We ran into problems with our negotiations. People suddenly getting angry. "I'm not going to do this anymore." He was very good about inviting them to Washington. He said, "Calm down, talk to them and persuade them to do the right thing." He was an excellent hands-on president.